And we're just underway here with our next match. Started a little bit early, in fact. It's Matthew Stevens against Ben Harrison. Matthew, currently 12th in the world. Ben making his TV debut. He's an amateur from Hawkeridge in Wiltshire. 21 years of age. Big day for him. So apologies that we missed the start of the match, but it started earlier than intended. First to four.
Foul. Miss. Matthew Stevens for.
Well, this is the big league, isn't it? For Ben, he's playing one of the game's greats in Matthew Stevens on television. It's a rather alien environment for him, and already in this opening frame he finds himself snooker behind the brown.
Yes, it wasn't a bad attempt.
Foul. Miss.
Well, again, very close. Can Matthew Stevens be tempted by this red to the left corner? I actually think he's trying to hit the red by the black spot. It's very risky if he's playing to hit that red, because he'll leave the red on in the middle pocket. Yeah, that's better.
Do you remember your TV debut, Joe? I know it's a long time ago, but...
yeah, especially when I say last century. I think, I'm not sure, I think it was the Tyne-Tees television tournament that I was fortunate enough to win. Beat Graham Miles, and he was giving me 14 start, and I made the highest break as an amateur at that time. I won 40 in the final. It was it was a fantastic tournament, and I've been trying to get hold of the video, but nobody seems to know where it is. I've even applied to Tyne-Tees television, but no joy. Anybody's got one, let me know. I think your mate commentated on that final, David, Clive Everton.
There's every chance, I would say.
Well, he did. So, red over this corner pocket for Matthew Stevens. And could have had a kind of kiss. I can remember thinking, though, at the time when I was playing in it, that I was very, very nervous. In fact, I could hardly hold my cue. I started one of the earlier round matches. Jimmy White and Tony Mayo played in the tournament. 1978 it was. 1978.
What? I'm not going to be cruel enough to ask if it was in black and white.
I was only 5.
Well, it's a milestone, isn't it, for Ben? He's only 21. He's still an amateur. In fact, he was runner-up recently in the English Amateur Championship. Takes some doing to get that far in the tournament, so he's clearly a great prospect. But as I say, a milestone today, his first television appearance, and that's the beauty of these Players Tour Championship events. A chance for amateur players to come through and take their place on the main table.
Yeah, and this will keep him going for a little while, having experienced this with Matthew Stevens. Gives him some idea of what's to come if he keeps putting all the hard work in, gets the breaks, as you say. So red to the right centre. Or is it the baulk corner? It's the baulk corner. Oh, well, that was never easy. Played it in such a way as it wasn't going to leave anything except the red he was playing on. And it'd been nicely on the pink to come back down the table for the reds had it gone in.
Ben started playing snooker at the age of 9 on a family holiday. In fact, it was pool that he first took to and then moved on to snooker.
One.
Cracking pot. Now, can he see enough of the blue? Yep.
Six.
I just need to have a little think here. If he plays for the pink, he may tie it up a little. If he plays for the blue and just remove one or two of those reds by the pink spot.
7.
That'll do nicely.
12.
Played for the pink this time round.
He said on Twitter he was hoping, the one thing he was hoping was that his hair would stand up to the occasion. Well, I think it's passed the test. It's nice to have the choice. And from his tweets, I know how enthusiastic he is about his snooker. He practices as much as he can. Trying to get on that main tour. Did play in the Q School, didn't come through this year.
Well, it looks pretty tight. Maybe take the red by the black spot first and get better on that red if he decides to take it.
Well,
he could get it quite easily.
You'll notice it's not just the players that are in polo shirts, the referee as well is Joey Ector. Dress code has been relaxed for this tournament.
Just overdone that, and he's struggling with the speed of this table and the reaction that
26.
he's getting from the cue ball. You really have to come right up the cue ball when you're playing those little stun shots. Otherwise you impart too much screw on the cue ball, and he's just found that out.
Ben Harrison, 26.
Now that's a good pot. Played that cue ball back to baulk just in case. And he's got too good a cue ball there. It's going to be difficult to roll up behind the yellow here. So playing the brown, trying to bring that cue ball back to where it is now. Just got to try and cover that red over the right corner. Well, that was a terrible shot. He played there, Matthew Stevens. Good 3 foot out with his position of play of the white. So a half chance this for Ben Harrison. Not an easy pot, but a chance. Fortunate, caught the pink thin. And another half chance. Right to the right corner. Well, it was a good pot, but he would have dearly liked to kiss on the pink.
Ben Harrison, 1.
There's unintended contact with the middle pocket there. He's got a good cue ball, but he's brought a red over the left side of the table. One over the right side as well, but I don't think you can see that one. Very difficult pot, this one.
Well, a rather scrappy start, but maybe that's not such a bad thing for Ben Harrison. It gives him a chance to just get a bit of table time here. He won 2 matches yesterday in the amateur round, so he's had a bit of snooker already here in Rotterdam to get through to face Matthew Stevens today. But of course this is a big step up, not just because of who he's playing, but the fact that he's on the main table.
Yes, it was a difficult shot he was attempting there. And he's left an easy chance for Matthew Stevens. Colours not easy though. Needs to bring that red into play by the middle pocket.
Five. Foul.
Well,
Matthew Stevens.
again, that's Kieran Matthew.
Harrison 4.
He's playing the cue ball in that area.
One.
Yeah, good pot, but he's lost the cue ball. And as David said, it's a scrappy frame, this opening frame. And if he does attempt this yellow, he's going to more or less come across the yellow spot to try and develop the reds. Too hard for one, not hard enough for the other.
Ben Harrison.
Had quite a few matches finished already today. Robert Milkinsby saw win his match earlier on. There have been wins for Stuart Bingham, Tom Ford, Marcus Campbell, Sam Baird, Martin O'Donnell, and a new professional, Hamed Mir. A lot more snooker to come today. They play half the draw down to the last 16 today, half tomorrow, and then last 16 onwards on Sunday. €25,000 to the winner.
It was a good pot, but not a good kiss.
Well, it's just been that sort of frame, and you can sort of see the funny side.
Yeah, couldn't even land it behind a colour. But that's a pretty good safety. He's brought the green into play. It's a good long pot.
Yes, he made a good start to the season, Matthew Stevens. He got to the semi-finals of the Wuxi Classic and also the last 16 of the first European Tour event in Bulgaria, so he's played quite a bit of snooker already in this campaign.
Well, again, that was so unfortunate for Ben Harrison to catch the red thin. And a kiss off the other red sends it over the corner pocket. It's very tight, but I think he'll be able to just slightly swerve this with a touch of left-hand side.
One.
He was attempting to get onto the red. Wasn't a good attempt. And this hasn't worked out too well either.
Matthew Stevens, 3.
I expected that red just to bounce a little more. Whoever does get this last red, well, it's Matthew Stevens. If he can take a blue with it, he wouldn't need the pink and black. So, chance. Ben Harrison wouldn't need the pink and black.
One. Sure. Eight.
Well, that was an excellent positional shot. Just the brown and blue needed.
Well, in fact,
15.
Snooker already needed with the brown going in, and I don't think he'll miss this either. So, good start. It's been a scrappy frame, yes, but Ben Harrison on his TV debut looks like he's going to win it.
20.
And that will settle him down.
Ben Harrison, 20. And the frame.
He leads 1-0. Good start for the amateur. Chances on either side. It was a scrappy frame though. Ben Harrison then leads Matthew Stevens 1-0.
Something to remember by.
Maybe that was her there texting in, but thankfully phone's being turned off. And although he's right-handed, he has made a century left-handed. So no wonder Ronnie O'Sullivan is his favourite player.
Well, overcut the red, and he was very unfortunate again there to get that second kiss on the red. And he's left it on to the left middle.
One.
A little tentative there. Again,
6.
his break-off shot left the cue ball on the balk line, so maybe Matthew Stevens is just thinking this table is a little faster than what it is.
7.
Short again there. But it should be okay with that red, that last open red. Kiss on the black has left him on the black, but it's going to be very difficult to open the reds from there.
Matthew Stevens, 20.
I think these short matches can be nervy affairs. It's only first to 4, no intervals. Go a couple behind early on, you're under pressure.
Full ball kiss on the yellow has left this red on to the right corner, and if the black doesn't go, the pink does to the left middle. Could also play up for the blue, which takes the pressure off the shot. To be a big bounce, but he's okay, he's on the brown.
Didn't seem 5 minutes since Matthew Stevens was the young kid on the block. Turned professional in the mid-90s. Just after the likes of O'Sullivan and Higgins and Mark Williams.
Six.
All those players that I mentioned there all grew up watching snooker on television in the UK, and it'd be interesting to see, now we have all this snooker, of course, on Eurosport going around continental Europe, how many
13.
youngsters are going to take the game up and become successful, because that's what
14.
continental Europe needs, a top player, I think. Of course, Luca Brissell, who we're going to see later on from Belgium, he's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, what a fantastic player he is. And every chance of breaking through this year.
22. $27. 28.
Black puts him 55 in front. Still 7 reds on.
Well, that's gone as bad as it could. These little cutbacks into a blind pocket.
35.
Very missable, these. And it stayed on the lip.
35.
Had that cue ball just bounced a quarter of an inch. It'd been an easy red. Just caught that near angle and it stayed out. So a chance for Ben.
Yep, still, as I say, plenty on. Possible 83 points on.
One.
Didn't play that one well though. Had he overdone that screw back for the black, he'd have been on the pink. But by underscrewing it, he's made his next red a little bit more difficult. And that's if he gets the black. He may just be able to drop it in and play for that red by the pink spot. He just left himself with a bit too much to do. Probably playing with disappointment in him when he played that black.
One.
So let off there for Matthew Stevens. And he's not going to make any mistake second time around.
7.
61 points in front.
8.
Harrison needs snookers now.
Yes, he wasn't punished.
14. 15.
Well, he's 36 this year, Matthew, I suppose, approaching veteran status. But he's had a fine career. People always mention the 2 World Finals he lost,
22.
but he's a UK champion, a Masters champion. And as I said earlier, he's been one of the best players of the last 15 years or so. Still in the top 16 at number 12. Runner-up last season in the World Open.
29.
Top-ranked player currently from Wales.
35.
Mark Williams just struggling at the moment to stay in the top 16. He'll be in action tomorrow.
41. 43. 46.
Ben Harrison did have half a chance, but it was the first shot he played. He left himself a bit awkward on the black, which he missed.
50.
And that gave Matthew Stevens this second chance to win the frame.
55. 61. And the frame, Matthew Stevens.
So 61 to the pink. Matthew Stevens takes the second frame, and we're all square here in Rotterdam. Matthew Stevens 1, Ben Harrison 1. I think from Ben Harrison's point of view, he'd like to make a break now. He won a scrappy first frame, bits and pieces. Saw Matthew Stevens make that half century in the previous frame, so if he gets a chance, can he put a few points together?
Well, this is a half chance for Ben. Long red to the left corner. Could play for the black, could play back up for the blue, or both colours. Oh, that's a good pot, but he's lost the cue ball.
Yellow ball.
So with the safety. And ideally he would have liked to have left that cue ball just to the right of the brown. Left an easy safety shot for Matthew Stevens here. This looks pretty good. Yeah, well played. And developed the black as well. Attempting to land up to the red, closest to the right corner. Well, that wasn't a good escape.
One.
Well, I did say that ideally he'd like to start scoring now. It's all about experience, of course, for him, but I never quite agree with the phrase it's often bandied about, he's got nothing to lose. He has, he's got the match to lose, and equally, he's got the match to win. And now that he's got this far, he's not just making up the numbers, he'll be determined to try and make a good account of himself and try and win the match.
Yes, he didn't quite come far enough on the blue. Had to take the more difficult pink.
7.
Now the pink's tied up. Black doesn't go in either pocket. And not easy to get back to the blue. Caught the red.
8.
But he's the right side of the blue.
Yeah, the average shot time there is a little misleading because the frame that Harrison won was very scrappy and drawn out, whereas the one Matthew Stevens won was a couple of visits, so I suspect Ben will probably speed up a bit.
13.
Well, disappointing.
Ben Harrison. 13.
Break-ins at 13.
Again, that full ball kiss on the yellow has left a half chance to the right corner. But not easy to get to a colour. There's the red. Never easy, and he's left one on.
One. Six.
I just wonder if the black will pass the red into the left corner. If it does, maybe worthwhile playing for the black. Just come down to have a look.
Seven.
Now if I can pot this, get the black back on its spot. Good chance of winning the frame at this visit. Fought his way back into the top 16
14.
after dropping out of it. Always been a top 16 player. Always been good enough, that is.
15. Two. 23.
Well, that only just dropped in. It seemed to drift to that near angle, the red. Here it is again. Thought for a second he'd missed that one.
Well, you need a couple of chances to win the last frame. He's got one here now to win this one.
30. $37. 38.
Yeah, just under hit it
45.
slightly. Wanted to be straight on this red to come back for the black. We have to play a gentle cannon on one of the reds. use the
46.
pink instead. And he's gained good position on the black now. 39 points in front. And underscrewed it again. As I said earlier, I think he's just treating this table as though it's faster than what it actually is.
54.
A red and a big colour would be enough to leave his opponent needing snookers. He's underhit it again.
60.
Well, that was a great chance for Matthew Stevens to win that frame. But ran out of position a couple of times and didn't quite recover it that time.
Well, this is similar to the last frame where he led 55-0. Didn't quite kill it off, but Ben Harrison went wrong pretty much immediately.
He's done the same thing again. Refused the pot, which I don't blame him for. But that cannon with the blue has left Matthew Stevens with another chance. 46 points in front. This red and a big colour should be enough.
One.
Well, he's dodged a couple of bullets that against one of the very top players in the game he may not have dodged.
Eight.
One more red you feel would make absolutely sure.
9.
So not at his very best, Matthew Stevens, but he's done well enough to lead 2-1. Next frame's a big one. Ben Harrison, I think,
16.
he can, as I say, get in, make a
17.
break. That's what he's looking to do. Start to play the game that he can play and has played in the amateur ranks. Matthew Stevens then
23 and a frame.
has taken this third frame, broke down on 60 but got another chance and has made the most of it, and he's in front now. He leads by 2 frames to 1. Has won the next 2.
that's left a big target there, that cannon on the brown. If you can get in behind the brown here, open the reds a little. He's got the path to do it. This looks pretty good. Yep, that's pretty good. This red cuttable, it looks like it is from here, but he's right behind the shot. He's got the brown up there if it does go in.
One.
A certain snooker, or a difficult cutback on the brown. Nice to see him being so positive, and he deserves something. Yeah, I think he can just get to the red. I think he's left himself straight on this blue. May have to take the more difficult pink if it goes. This is the brown. That's a good attacking shot he played there, trying to open the reds. Well, that hasn't worked out as planned. Trying to cannon the red he's closest to.
Harrison, 12.
Well, you could see the disappointment on Ben's face there. They didn't make more than 12.
Well, that's another careless safety shot from Matthew Stevens, you've got to say. Thought he would have come twice across the table there, tried to get in behind the yellow, with no chance of cannoning into any of the colours. That full ball kiss on the brown has left this chance on. Good shot.
One.
That's good cueing that.
Yes, he seems to strike the ball with a lot of confidence, and
6.
he hasn't been the proverbial rabbit in the headlights in this match. He has every right to be, but he's gone for his shots. You can never really predict how a TV debut is going to go. I remember Martin Clark, who now, funnily enough, is helping to run these tournaments for the World Snooker. His TV debut played Dennis Taylor when Dennis was very much one of the best in the world. He won 5-0, Martin.
Yeah, it was some player, Martin Clark. Had a back injury, which cut his career short. I'm sure he would have won a lot of things. Well, that cannon didn't turn out as planned, so just the safety. And that was 2 good openings he's had.
Ben Harrison, 12.
An important frame for Harrison if he can win it. Obviously 2-2, it's anyone's. 3-1 to Stevens with all his experience. Obviously you would have to start to fancy him strongly. Oh.
He missed the ball he was playing on there. So another chance. It's not an easy chance this. Black's tied up for the moment.
One.
And just caught that one a little too hard. He knew as soon as he hit it. It's a thin cut, this blue to the left centre, and he may not even be tempted by it. That's a good recovery shot. And he's on reds.
6.
Yes, again, credit to him going for his shots here.
So. 13.
Matthew Stevens wondering how costly that last shot he played will be.
19.
Well, he's looking a lot more confident now, Ben Harrison.
$25.
50 points in front now. Now this is the crunch ball for me.
31.
If you can pot this, get onto a colour, should make it 2 each. But these are missable. Didn't quite get onto the colour as he would have liked. But it's still potable, this pink. Oh, what a massive kick.
Ben Harrison, 32.
That's so unfortunate.
Oh, horrible. Absolutely horrible.
He just straightened up. Look at the pink here. Just straightened up through no fault of his own. Trying to bring the yellow and brown into play, and that's a good shot. Just in case he does get back to the table. He's opened up the yellow and brown.
Well, Harrison, we'll never know whether he would have potted the pink or not, but he was very unlucky with the kick. He only needed another red off it as well. Going along nicely there. But he's still in front here, 56-0, possible 67 on. Oh dear.
Foul. Miss. Matthew Stevens, 6.
Stevens staying in his seat.
Yes, and I wouldn't have the balls replaced because he's pushed the pink safe. Well,
Well, Stevens surely doesn't want the pink safe.
yeah, got it the wrong way around, haven't I? Well worked out.
Something like this? Yeah. Matthew? About one ball away from the cushion. Matthew?
That's better. By hitting the pink last time round means he needs another red now, so it's red, colour red, and this isn't easy.
One.
Well, it went in off the red, so a little fortunate there, but that was game ball.
8.
Well, not quite. Still needs another red.
Well, I'll get it right on time, won't I?
You're still thinking about that Tyne Tees tournament, Joe. Your mind's gone. You're in a reverie.
Yeah. So as David said, he needs this one. Still dangerous times. But that's a good game ball. Well played.
Yeah, every credit to him. You know, he was unlucky with that kick on the pink. It was a vicious kick when he was in before, but barring snookers, it's going to be 2-2.
And that was a tough pot he just took on.
Well, what's impressed me is the fact that he has been taking them on.
16.
He hasn't tightened up and allowed hesitation to take over. He's gone for his shots, got himself level.
17. And Harrison, 24. And the frame.
So Ben Harrison wins the 4th frame, and we're all square here. 2-2. We're back with more after this break. If he could win, it would be huge, of course, to beat Matthew Stevens first and foremost, but to do it on television as well, that would be something. But we shall see. Possible 3 frames left.
Yes, I suppose the real test will come if he gets a chance to win. Meanwhile, he's brought a red up the table, and it is potable, this one. Needs that cue ball to come out of balk, and it's just managed it. Behind the black, he's just overdone it. Again, these are tough pots. 3 or 4 inches harder would have been easy.
Six.
More red available to the right corner.
$11. 12. 19. 20. $27. 28.
Well, that's an excellent pot to the bottom corner, and he's left himself a nice angle on the blue. Needs to come past it, and that's end of break.
33.
Didn't quite catch them full enough.
We've already had one amateur
33.
beat a professional. Joe Roberts has beaten Simon Bedford 4-3. This was the last shot that Stevens played. Didn't get on a red on the split. But the pros are on a bit of a hide into nothing, I think, in these tournaments. It's not like we're at the Crucible or the Masters where they'd be big favourites. It's more of a level playing field. Everyone coming in the first round. Although Harrison, of course, has played amateur qualifying.
So, another half chance here for Matthew Stevens. Already 32 points in front. 33. Well, how fortunate was that?
Lucky boy. That could win in the frame. Could have lost in the frame.
Absolutely. Every chance of potting a red there.
Yeah, welcome to pro snooker. It can be cruel sometimes.
He's missed the blue though.
Matthew Stevens, 1.
So Ben Harrison gets his chance. It was never easy, but it was a chance. Blue and pink not in favourable positions.
8.
But if he can keep getting good position like that, stay on the black, won't make any difference.
They have played once before in a PTC. Matthew Stevens won that one 4-2. Although that wasn't on television, of course.
16. 17.
'Yeah, you could play the cannon to the red directly above the black, but there's no guarantee of being on a red to get back to the black again. Changed his mind on the shot there.
Twenty-four.
Didn't quite catch the red full enough. And this is a tricky red to the middle, and you'd have to screw it in. Come down for the black off 2 cushions, makes the pot even harder. Now he's played it well. Good recovery again. Well played.
It's a little kick that time as well, although by no means as bad as the one he had in the previous frame on the pink.
Yes, he just can't get back to the black now. So he's going to have to go for one of the baulk colours. Confirmation there of the kick. Don't think he can screw back for the black from this. Oh, he's overhit it. And that was careless. And they got the snooker now in behind the green or the yellow.
33. Harrison, 33.
Well, I'd have preferred the snooker there. He could have got in behind either one of those colours.
Tense times, 2-2. Matthew Stevens 1 point in front in frame 5.
Oh, what about that for a pot?
1.
And he'll be going in behind the yellow.
Matthew
Oh
Stevens,
dear.
1.
Oh dear. That was a very nervy attempt at the snooker. Oh dear, missed them on the way down, caught them on the way back, but it could have been worse. This red is on to the left corner, but he's pushed the other two reds relatively safe.
One.
Played for the double.
8.
And a nice angle on the black to go up for that red on the balk line.
Well, I suppose as we're in Rotterdam, we can call this double Dutch.
Played to move the red instead of dropping in behind it. And that hasn't
16.
worked out.
Matthew Stevens, 16.
If he decides to take the pot on. I was about to say, he won't know where the red's going to finish if he misses it, but this is a half chance if he decides to take it on. 18 points in front. Could have been worse. Extremely thin cut to the middle, red to the corner.
One.
A little further, he would have been on the black. He never liked it. You could almost feel that he didn't like the shot.
One.
Left-handed, but didn't get that cue ball in behind the green.
That was really close, but not close enough. 17 in it.
Well, it could have gone anywhere. It's gone over the middle pocket. Natural angle to get back to the green.
Two.
Doesn't want that cue ball to go on the cushion. He may just be able to hold for the brown.
Five.
They need all 4 remaining colours here.
And it's tough. Blue to pink's tough. Pink to black is tough.
Nine.
These are all big shots now in this young man's career.
Well, this is what all the practice has been for, of course. Moments like this against a top player, a great player in Matthew Stevens.
It was difficult, wasn't it?
Nine.
Yes, at full stretch as well.
It was a full-blooded attempt, though. He tried to get to the pink. Didn't play it in such a way as to bring the blue away from the pocket.
Well, Stevens is still going to need the pink as well.
This looks good.
Five.
Looks good. What about that?
Terrific shot. So pink to lead 3-2 after a very dramatic frame which could have gone either way. It's gone to Matthew
11.
Stevens.
On the frame.
He leads 3-2.
Matthew Stevens.
We'll be back with more right after this break.
Yes, and that's a better pace on the cue ball this time round. He left Harrison a chance. Last break off. That one has put early pressure on Ben Harrison. Double kisses on if he decides to play safe here.
One.
Well, that's not too bad. He's on the green. With a natural angle to come down for that red just above the black. Overhit it. But it could work in his favour.
Four.
If it goes in. Didn't go in though.
Matthew Stevens, 4.
And he's been a little fortunate not to have left anything easy on for Ben Harrison. Looking at the possibility of a 3-ball plant there.
Hold on to your hats.
Yes, nicely done. A little harder. Would have been nicely on the black.
So he's in now. His highest break in the match, 33. I feel he would need that to improve if he's going to win.
7.
But he has remained very positive throughout this match, even after what happened at the end of that last frame. You know, he's dug the plant out there, looking to try and win the frame. Oh dear.
And Harrison,
He
7.
can't afford to miss now at this stage of the game. And it was always going to be difficult the closer this match got to the line. Left-handed.
1.
Well, could he even have avoided that red? Don't think he could. He caught it full ball. So just the safety.
Matthew Stevens, 1.
Matt Selt has won 4-2, as you see the shot again. And he's had a 1-4-2 break there. He beat Peter Lyons 4-2. Yes, Matthew Stevens, he just won't use the rest, will he? Unless he absolutely has to.
He does play well left-handed, but like you say, if he'd have played with the rest there, maybe he could have screwed across for the black.
Seems odd in a way, but I suppose this far into his career, he's unlikely to change now.
Well, there's nowhere near that one. But it doesn't look as though he's left anything on. Maybe he has. In which case, that was a very careless shot from Matthew Stevens to play it so hard. He came down and had a look to see what he was leaving.
Well, we're kind of getting to the point of no return here. Ben Harrison will know he's got to really try and make something of this chance now.
9.
He reached the final of snooker's oldest tournament, the English Amateur Championship, first held in 1916. That was just a couple of months ago, lost to Stuart Carrington of Grimsby.
17. Four.
Yes, and by taking that red, that has opened the other 3 reds up.
One. $32.
That was a good positional shot he played there.
39.
Stun run through.
Four.
42 points in front. Won't need any of the difficult reds.
Well, the man from Wiltshire
46.
has not wilted. It was not a nice frame to lose, that last one, but he stuck to his task here. He's getting closer to forcing a decider. Red McCullough required to do just that.
54.
Yeah, just checking.
$55.
So if this goes in, it's 2 snookers needed.
Nice to see that the crowd
62.
realise that as well.
Yes, and the hall's filling up now, which is good to see. I'm sure there'll be plenty here Saturday, Sunday. Oh, that's an important pot because that should stop any playing on for snookers. Good break this. Under pressure, 3-2 down. Just tuning in, this is Ben Harrison's first appearance on television.
66.
Yes, and Ben's turn to play left-handed, but it hasn't gone in.
But 66 is enough to give him the frame to force a decider. We're level, 3 frames all.
Well, you know what they're saying, a decider, you just want one chance. And at least then you've had a chance. He may not get one. That was a great pot. He needs a full ball kiss. He got it. He's on the brown. It's a good pot, this. And to sit out much of the last frame. Overdone it slightly.
5.
Good recovery shot.
6.
The blue's the easier pot, but difficult to get to a red from the blue. Oh, was that a kick, or was it just a miss?
Matthew Stevens, 6.
Looks like it was a kick. That's another good safety from Ben Harrison. I think he's got the snooker.
Well, I think it was significant that he did make a big break in that last frame. We said it would probably have to go up his highest break 33. Well, he made a 66, so in fact he doubled it. Came into the decider full of confidence.
And if you can get the cue ball dead on the cushion behind the yellow. Well, he had the perfect angle to be able to play that shot. And again, he's completely misjudged that one. Played to miss the pink. And a little fortunate, he hasn't left anything easy for Ben Harrison.
Early stages of the decider, 6-0. Matthew Stevens leads. Got away with the last shot he played. Didn't leave anything on for Harrison. He looked like he might have done at first.
And he's in a bit of trouble here. The red and green creating problems for Matthew Stevens. And return to balk. Well, again, he hasn't played a good safety, but he's got away with it. Hit the wrong cushion on the safety shot. And off the red. Now, decisions to make. Chance at the yellow or the blue or the snooker. That's a good pot, and he's played for the red just behind the pink, which opens the pink up.
3.
Just pushed it too far past the middle pocket. And in a decider,
Ben Harrison.
not worth the risk taking the pink onto the baulk corner.
Victory for Jamie Cope, only just though, 4-3 over Shane Castle, who's a teenager, another dangerous young player coming through the ranks, but Cope has won that 4-3. I certainly think the fear factor is going away a little, the lower rank players, because they have more opportunity to play the top players, and if you get a couple of wins against them in smaller events, if you meet them in a big event, I guess you fancy your chances more. Well, this is where it helps to be thin, which he is. Changed his mind.
this time. Ben Harrison who makes the mistake on the safety. Well, he's waving, and before the cue ball had stopped. But he was right in his decision. He's got away with it.
89 plays 85 in terms of balls potted. It's been closely fought, this match. You see not much in the highest breaks either.
Another good safety. You can see the red behind the black spot, but he's got to be careful not to push one towards that left corner. He's pushed one over, but Stevens can't see it.
But this is the most important part now, the deciding frame. I bet you didn't have all these stats, Joe, when you won that Tyne Tees tournament.
The only stat that matters, who potted that final ball. Another good shot there from Matthew Stevens, judging that cue ball perfectly. Thinking of playing the white onto the red to knock the red in, but there's no joy in playing that shot. It won't be on a colour, and all the risk of playing the shot could lose the frame. Well, he's got away with it. But it was a big risk, that. It could have stayed in the jaws of the pocket.
Well, plenty of people here engrossed in this one. Wondering who's going to come through.
Well, he knew he was leaving this red on over the corner, but he also knew that it was going to be difficult to get to a colour from that red. How has he covered it? Very fortunate if he has this red coming back down the table. Looks like he's covered it. Very fortunate.
Oh, well, one of them's gone in.
Well, there was no raise of the hand, so... Did he play it? It wouldn't go direct. He couldn't have played that shot. Needs to come past the blue.
6.
So chance in the decider for Ben Harrison.
And playing this one left-handed. Tough shot, this.
7.
That was a good shot, left-handed. trying to give that blue an extra nudge with his body.
And Anderson, 7.
Good pot.
1.
So Matthew Stevens gets his chance.
Seven. Eight.
He knew as soon as he made contact with that red ball that he hadn't hit it hard enough. Now got to avoid the green. And the first thing he's got to do is pop the pink.
Matthew Stevens, 8.
He's blocked the pocket. Will the red go off the pink? That's what he tried.
Foul.
Oh dear.
Matthew Stevens,
Better
4.
in there than hitting the angle and coming back down the table.
Well, a low-scoring decider, just 7 points in it. Quite a few balls safe as well. There's another one for the collection.
Oh, that's a good shot,
1.
but not a good kiss. He was on the pink, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's been that kind of match, hasn't it? They both had little incidents like that where it's just got a little complicated. They've been a little unlucky here and there. It's not flowed in the way I'm sure both would have liked.
Well, this was a good pot, and it looked for the world as though he's going to be on the pink until he got the kiss on the blue.
Matthew Stevens, 1. Foul.
Oh, that's amazing, isn't it?
Matthew Stevens, 4. Matthew.
Well, could be a bit of mileage left in this frame yet.
Touching ball.
Well, that's a mistake. He's got a good cue ball, but he's pushed reds over both corners. You can see one of them. You can see them both.
One. Four. Five.
Not a natural angle to get to the reds.
Eleven. Matthew Stevens, 11.
So things have just opened up a little bit. Matthew Stevens leads by 23 in the decider. Harrison's got to be careful here. One thing that has impressed me has been Ben Harrison's attitude. Even when things have gone wrong, he's managed to kind of laugh them off and just stay positive.
Well, that's certainly opened things up, but he's left a chance at this long red, and if this goes in, those 3 loose reds would be enough. Was a chance, and this is a chance for Harrison now.
Well, he got nowhere near the pot. What can Ben Harrison do here? There's 1 red on the right-hand side cushion. The other's out in the open.
1.
Yes, that could be Stevens' saving grace, that red on the cushion.
Four. 5. 11. 11.
Well, he was careless, gotta say. Will he remember that shot?
Well, it was almost like he was gearing up to get on the difficult red and just took his eye off the easy one. Of course, Stevens, though, also needs that red on the cushion.
One.
Oh. Well, no prizes for guessing what's coming next. Maybe push the brown to the cushion. Play the snooker in behind the brown, behind the green. Although he could need the brown if he doesn't get the last red.
Matthew Stevens. 1.
Well, here it is again, this fluke. Could be very important. He leads by 13. He's got Ben Harrison snookered on this last red.
Well played.
pressure heaped on the shoulders of Ben Harrison here.
So, a half chance. But these type of shots have got to go in. If they don't go in, no idea where the red's going to finish. I don't believe he went for the pot there, the overcut. Trying to get the red safe. Again, he gets his chance. It's not an easy clearance, this, by any means. Brown and blue, and even the black. Not easy.
One.
He needed position from that red, though. Well, he's going to try and tickle him behind the green, hasn't he?
Ben Harrison, 1.
Well, 12 in it now on the colours.
Matthew Stevens does need the brown.
Yeah, lengthy decider. Low scoring, scrappy, nervy. Matthew Stevens' victory would be a case of falling over the line, get into the next round and try and improve. Ben Harrison, of course, if he won, the biggest win of his snooker career.
Well, he's certainly battled hard, this young man. And he hasn't had the best of run. And again, the kiss on the green. It's left a chance for Matthew Stevens. Well, is it cuttable? Matthew just coming around to have a look to see if it is. But it could have been a lot easier than where it's finished.
.37-minute frame. He was a little fortunate, Stevens. Having said that, of course, Harrison did have the last red right over the pocket and didn't get on a colour off it.
Again, got to be careful of the double kiss here. Doesn't want to move the blue. And the good safety shot means me moving the blue. May have to play this just full in the face. Thinking of coming in behind the yellow, sending it down the table. Well, he actually looked at the middle pocket, and he wasn't far away from that.
Well, this decider's still anyone's. As it stands now, Stevens doesn't need the blue, which could be significant. But it's been a long deciding frame, this, getting on for 40 minutes now. All the colours off their spots. See now why Tony Drago's been put on this table for later on, because we're overrunning, but if anyone's going to get it back on track, it'll be Tony. He's up fourth. Next match will be Luca Brissell against Lee Page.
Again, that wasn't a good safety. Caught it much too thin. This isn't an easy pot for Ben Harrison. No, it was never easy.
Well, yellow, green and brown. And Harrison would need a snooker, but between them, they're well, not finding their range, I think it's fair to say. It's been a nervy decider, this. 2.5 hours playing time for the match. That's better. Want to be on the cushion.
Yes, it just didn't get into that cue ball, did it? Well, that second kiss on the green sent it safe. It was going over the middle pocket without that kiss.
Long matches for the referees as well, but this is now down to the wire time. $14 in it, 25 on.
Just a rub and a good angle on the middle pocket. Well, that was a real stroke of luck for Matthew Stevens. He hasn't had much run today, Ben Harrison. A little pacey. He's going to be in big trouble again next shot. Oh, it's important he hits this, and I think he can get behind the brown. Of the in off. Happy with that.
What he hasn't done, Harrison, he's just thrown his cue at any of them. As you say, he's not had the best of running, but he's stayed positive, and that could be, possibly, the key factor here, because this is still anyone's.
No. Oh, what a shame. And he's got the snooker as well.
Free ball.
So unfortunate. He'd moved the brown into play. He'd got the snooker. Only to see the brown fall in the pocket.
The only good news, if you can call it that, is that he will still need the green as well. He's having them put back, I think. Or he's having him play from there, in fact. Can't put them back because it wasn't a miss. Just testing.
Yeah, one of mine. Now then, does he land up to this? Or does he play it at pace? He's played it at pace. And he's happy. He deserves some luck there.
He's still battling.
Well, he was a long way away from that, and that could be his last shot.
18 in front, so green and brown. Ben Harrison would need a snooker.
Well, that was a chance.
Yeah, green does not go in. He was on the brown, but the green stayed out. Matthew Stevens struggling to kill this off. That was match over if that green had gone in. But it's not over.
Well, again, he'll settle for that. Hampered over the blue.
Epic deciding frame. Still in progress. 18 points in it. Possible 25 on. Well, that could have gone worse. The double kiss there.
have gone much better. Difficult to play safe from this green. Delighted with that one. Delighted. Needs a lot of right-hand side on this cue ball. Again, delighted with the kiss. Pushing the pink safe. Ben Harrison's going to need that. He's brought the pink out.
A sizable crowd here, and all wondering what's going to happen. Good pot.
Yes, and he's got to be on the brown in some way.
Well, Brown and Ben Harrison's going to need 2 snookers.
Not quite on it to the middle, and not quite on it to the corner. Which one? It's to the corner, and it was a good pot. What a match this has been.
12.
Yes, and Ben Harrison has put up a great show on his television debut. He battled so hard in that decider, and his general attitude and sportsmanship I thought was impeccable throughout. But it's Matthew Stevens, who was the favourite, of course, coming in. He'll be relieved. He's come through what was a real test here in Rotterdam. He finally beats Ben Harrison by 4 frames to 3.